Welcome to the Navigating the Noise podcast. First-hand stories and winning ideas from marketing department leaders. And now, here's your host, Jerry Allocca.
Hi there. Thanks for joining me on the Navigating the Noise podcast, brought to you by Connected Culture, a digital marketing agency obsessed with conversions. I'm your host, Jerry Allocca, and this is the first and only podcast to put the spotlight on the unsung heroes of the marketing department as we navigate the noise of modern marketing. This is the first episode where I'll be interviewing two marketing leaders. First is Jesika Kalika, is the Senior Marketing Manager at Meyer, Suozzi, English & Klein, located in Garden City, New York. Jesika has over 20 years experience in marketing and has a background in graphic and web design. She's a co-chair of the Marketing and Business Development Committee and is a member of the Diversity and Inclusion Committee at Meyer Suozzi. As head of the firm's marketing department, Jesika facilitates creative and strategic marketing initiatives, assists all attorneys in executing business development plans, and oversees their annual marketing budgets. And here's a fun fact. Jesika is also a financial coach, teaching free financial literacy, and owns an Etsy shop where she sells motivational posters. Nina McCann is a marketing and business development professional with over 18 years experience in the professional services environment. Currently, she's the director of marketing with a national legal services provider. Her in-house roles at professional service firms have included overseeing marketing in a national accounting firm and regional and global law firms. She focuses primarily on corporate, commercial, real estate, and litigation. Jesika, you're leading the marketing in-house at a law firm. And Nina, you used to market a law firm. Now you're marketing two law firms. Tell us about the key platforms that you use to reach your audiences now, and what are you looking at in the future? Jesika, why don't you start us off?
Hi, Jerry, and thank you for that introduction. So other than using LinkedIn and Facebook platforms, I recently created an Instagram page for our firm. And I've noticed that there's not that many firms actually using Instagram as a marketing tool. So this is something new that we're trying out, and hopefully it's something that we continue to use in the future. I'm also in the process of producing a series of podcasts to house on our Meyer Suozzi YouTube channel. So that's something very exciting that I'm looking forward to doing and hopefully continuing.
Hi, Jerry, and hi, Jesika. So as you mentioned, Jerry, in the intro, my role now is to market two law firms. So what the pandemic has done is made us pivot to digital heavily, and that has actually increased our reach because we're doing virtual CLEs, virtual breakfasts to other states. I recently did one in Atlanta, Georgia, which, didn't require travel. It just required setting up a Zoom meeting and getting all the people together. And same with our ad campaigns. The digital, we used to rely heavily on print with more of a local presence, but we've expanded to a national digital footprint as well with our banner ads. So I think it's increasing our reach now. So it's been a positive.
Sounds good. So let's talk about new platforms like Clubhouse. Clubhouse is live audio networking where all you need is your phone. And it used to be Apple or iOS only. It's now rolling out to the Droid world, which really gives it great mobile reach. So how would you use something like Clubhouse or live audio networking? And we know all the other platforms are following suit and having their own live audio networking features as well. So how do you use something like this in your practice to reach the people you want to reach?
I'm still researching Clubhouse. I'm a passive user. I've definitely joined rooms. The way I'm envisioning using it is having my attorneys who are hearing officers be thought leaders and host a room on specific practice areas and subject matter that they're experts in. I definitely still have to get buy-in to that, but like I said, I'm still researching it. But again, this will go to our national reach that we're trying to get because, Clubhouse is, if not national, it's global. Anybody can join a room at any time. So it definitely is something that marketers should be looking at.
As a marketer, what did you think of the exclusive nature of Clubhouse, how they prevented everybody from signing on. You had to be invited. What do you think about that strategy?
I think it's genius. I think that this is something that it makes it exclusive. And the more exclusive it is, the more people want to be involved in it and want to get to know what it's all about, including myself when I first heard about it, and knowing that I had to either be invited in or waiting to be accepted into the platform. It was kind of exciting.
Isn't it funny how when you tell people no or they can't do something, they want it even more, right? Nina, do you have any thoughts on the exclusive nature, how they rolled it out and how they grew exponentially?
They came at a great time. We're at a time now that we are always working, working, at home, working in the office. So we're always on our computer. And since it's audio, you can kind of listen to it passively and go about your business. So, it's kind of available anytime you want it. They had a great marketing rollout with the exclusivity. It reminds me of, when you're trying to get to a very hot event, as they say, and there's that rope that you have to wait behind until you're let in. That's how Clubhouse felt. And also from a marketer's perspective, when you invite somebody on, you stay on as the person in their bio, as the person who let them in. So you're forever connected to, a person and marketed with them. So that's something to consider as well.
So this is the Navigating the Noise podcast. Let's talk about noise. Jesika, what's the noise in legal marketing?
So there's two parts to that. First, we have the digital marketing, which has been the buzz right now, more so than ever, especially during the pandemic and what's happened. And also the talk about live in-person events again happening. So a few months ago, the idea of having a live in-person event seemed a bit foreign for right now, but I would say within the past few weeks, it's something that a lot of firms are taking advantage of and wanting to do more of. And I think part of the reason is the fact that everyone is getting vaccinated, or most people are at this point, but also the fact that the weather is getting warmer and people just want to be out there and being able to socialize again and feel like a human being.
Nina, what's your noise?
Those of us who maybe had a marketing mix of 75 print, 25 digital got reversed, in the last year or so. So we had to step up our game and really learn, what the metrics meant and how to adjust our campaigns based on, the metrics we were receiving. Same with live events, as we all moved to digital events. I never used Zoom until last year, so I had to learn how to, make sure that the sound was working and make sure everybody can see shared documents, things like that now are day to day, but that was the noise.
So legal marketing, it's very different from other types of marketing. You're heavily scrutinized, legal, financial, healthcare sectors. There are a lot of things. As a matter of fact, I think there are more things you can't do than you can do. So tell us about some of those differences between legal marketing and other types of marketing, and definitely tell us about those advertising disclaimers.
We're a service provider, and our main focus is just building relationships with either our prospects or retaining our existing clients. And one of the challenges I feel that legal marketers have to deal with is the certain types of advertising disclaimers that we have to be very on top of to know what can and cannot be said. Certain things when it comes to just advertising campaigns and how we produce them. We have to take into consideration a lot of the legal challenges that comes with that.
I'm looking into a live chat feature for my website, again, to enhance the client customer experience onto the website. And again, being in the legal industry, you have to be careful with the kind of how to answer the kind of questions that will come in, because you're not allowed, you're not going to give free legal advice, and you have to be careful the kind of any kind of statement or advice that you provide.
One of the key things that the boss wants to know about is the return on investment. They know what they're spending in marketing, but how do they know what they're getting back? So tell us about, how do you prove a return on investment in legal marketing?
Back in the more print heavy days, you would get that answer. You would be able to respond to that by saying how many subscribers subscribe to the publication. But now, for example, with the analytics, when I do an email blast, I get all these analytics of who opted out and who blocked us as spam, and and I go back and I adjust my messaging. The same with what I'm posting on my website. It's very fascinating to me to go back and look at the Google Analytics and see what pages people are landing on and reading and staying on for the most time. Again, helps me adjust my overall marketing plans. To me, that is the return on the investment. When I get these numbers of how many people are clicking through, I'm very happy. I'm proud to say that in the last year, we've increased our LinkedIn followers 30%.
For the last year or so, we all adapted to marketing in a COVID environment. How is your marketing changing as we emerge from the pandemic, or is it yet?
Since most of our focus has been on digital marketing during the pandemic, we've noticed a shift in the strategies that we have to use. And we've been focusing more on online advertising because of this. I'm not saying that we're not doing print, we are, but it's just a different world we're living in right now. And I don't see that changing, even when things reopen and go back to normal. There's a lot more opportunities that we're noticing. A lot of other companies are seeing the same trend and kind of jumping on the bandwagon when it comes to online advertising.
Yes, and to add, social media, if it wasn't part of a law firm's marketing mix, it definitely is, because again, we were working from home, working at the office on our computers longer than ever. Even when you took a break and went on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, law firms have a presence on there. And as Jesika mentioned earlier, you're tapping into all the markets by hitting all of them, not just LinkedIn. So social media in all formats, I think, is here to stay.
From your observation of the marketplace and conversations with colleagues, how has the pandemic changed management's understanding of the need to adapt marketing approaches in a crisis?
Management, I would have to say, definitely had to be flexible with us, and they also had to be willing to learn new things. And I'll just go into it very briefly. Flexible with us regarding to, back were the days where you made a budget, you stuck to the budget, you couldn't move away from the budget. But, if anything, the past year has taught us that you have to be flexible. Things happen. So we were able to work with management to, take things off the budget, add things we needed, and try to keep our marketing seamless throughout the pandemic. And also willingness to learn new things. We all had to do that Zoom or virtual platform, learning curve, and had to also teach it to people we work with in order to get our messaging across. Marketing can do a great job, but we also need our attorneys, and in my case, our hearing officers, to be comfortable with the medium. So we had to do a lot of prepping and instruction and hand-holding to get everybody comfortable. And again, all the big picture is to just make our marketing programs seamless and just keep going, moving forward.
Change is not easy. And some people will fight change to their last breath. But it sounds like you had a pretty good approach where you're instructing and you're practicing and you're rehearsing. And, I think that really helps. Jesika, how about you?
So we were lucky enough to have the technology in place to make it a seamless transition once we went fully remote. And we had to reevaluate our marketing budget because, let's face it, we weren't doing nearly half of the things we were set out to do, especially when it came to events and all other types of marketing. And I think it was a real eye-opener for management to see that we had this sudden shift in the way we had to approach marketing. And this virtual presence, it almost became a necessity to be able to do this. I don't feel that it was really a choice that we were given. It was more of, this is what's happening. You better get on board and figure it out as you go. But at the same time, it really opened up whole new avenues for us. So it's something that is being looked at in a different way than before, as far as how we market. And I do think that management is understanding the value of marketing even more so during the pandemic, because there was no other choice. There was nothing else we could have done as far as being able to interact with anyone, really.
As we approach the summer of 2021, we find things opening up again. Do you think firm management is likely to expect a quick return to marketing normality and in-person events? Or do you think they understand it'll take some time? And what do you think? Do you think it'll take some time?
If you were to ask me a few months ago, I would say that we're not looking to do any in-person events or anything like that for the remainder of 2021. But noticing that events are really starting to spring up again, and people are feeling a lot more comfortable being out and about, not only with the weather again changing, but also wanting to be able to feel some sort of normalcy.
Let's talk about challenges. What do you see as the top critical issues and challenges facing the legal marketing industry?
I know for me, one of the challenges is really just trying to stay on top of the constantly changing social media trends and algorithms, not only just the Google algorithms, but all of the social media, and staying on top of that. That's one of the challenges that I've noticed recently.
Instagram has stories, LinkedIn has stories, I think Twitter has stories. So now, not only are we pushing out information about our firms this way, but now we're uploading little stories, little glimpses into an event or a day in the life here or something like of that nature. So yeah, stories is another thing to watch and see how people are using it, who's using it. What I've noticed in the legal industry as well is definitely because of what happened, last year. And I'm not talking about the pandemic, I'm talking about the protests now. There's definitely a renewed interest in, the title is like environmental, social, and governance, but really there's been a very big focus on diversity and inclusion in the legal profession. Companies now, they don't just care about making money, the bottom line, but they really care about how others perceive their firm to be. So now you're seeing law firm environments, people that have roles to check this within the law firm, diversity chairs, diversity committees are formed, there's diversity programs rolled out. And as marketers, we also have to look at our advertising, make sure it's diverse. We have to look at the panels that we're putting forward, on presentations, diverse, and pitch teams that we're sending out to generate new business. And we have to put out a diverse panel. We have to kind of talk the talk, walk the walk. So yeah, I've definitely seen a movement that way as well.
So as seasoned marketing professionals, what's your best advice for other marketing professionals?
My advice would be that just understand that you're not alone. We're all in this together. We all face the same challenges. And I think it's important to find a mentor, someone that is successful in doing the things that you aspire to do one day in a role, whether it's within your company or someone else within the same industry that you're looking up to. But just find someone that's doing everything that you are looking to do and connect with them. And the other thing I would say is don't be afraid to ask questions, because it's a great way to learn and to practice your craft and to get better at it. So you never know if someone else is asking the same question in the room, but just don't be afraid, because I think we can sometimes get in our own heads when it comes to wanting to know if we're doing all that we can. But just know you're not alone, and maybe others have the same question as you. So never be afraid.
With mentors, and certainly having a mentor could be one of the best things you could do, how would somebody go about finding a mentor?
I think social media has played a big role in being able to easily find mentors now with hashtags, or just being within your networking group, asking around. It could be as simple as knowing someone from another firm that's doing something similar to you, that you really enjoy the way they're handling things. And maybe you need to find out how you can deal with certain issues that they're doing.
Nina, what's your best advice?
I really like what Jesika had to say about mentoring and mentorship. I was fortunate to have a mentor that helped guide me in my formative or early marketing years. And I have mentored young ladies that are interested in the public relations or marketing profession. And I find it very rewarding and a way to give back, because I was fortunate enough to have it. Another item I can suggest: really get involved with all these great organizations that we have, available to us. There's national organizations such as the Legal Marketing Association. There are more hyper-local ones. I'm part of a more regional law firm marketing group as well. There's practice specific. There's the Public Relations Professionals of Long Island, Social Media Association. So, if you have an interest, there's an association out there for you that will help you learn and grow and network with others that are interested in what you're interested in.
Thanks, Nina. We'll put those links in the show notes so people can check them out. Before we wrap up, Nina, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
As you know, marketing is about building relationships and strengthening relationships. So with that said, I hope you share my LinkedIn information. I'd love to connect with folks listening to Navigating the Noise. Thanks.
Will do. Jesika, anything you'd like to share?
I just want to say that I appreciate you having us on the show, and I hope that our fellow marketers were able to get some value from this conversation. So I'll speak to you soon.
This has been great. I loved having you both on the show. Very different perspectives, one in-house in a law firm, and one used to be in a law firm and now marketing 2 law firms. I think it was great to get those different perspectives. Really appreciate you guys being on the show. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks so much for checking out Navigating the Noise podcast. Subscribe today by clicking the subscribe button, or visit navigatingthenoise.com to subscribe via email. On our website, you can access the show notes, resources, and links from today's episode to help you take action on what was discussed. Also, you can ask Jerry questions that he may reply to on the show. Plus, if you're a leader in your marketing department and would like to be a guest, you can contact us through the site. It's really easy. Just visit navigatingthenoise.com to subscribe, watch episodes, ask Jerry anything, or to be a guest. Until next time, stay safe, navigate wisely.